Hello, good people. Welcome back. It's a boy farm with Maxwell. Yeah, are you a farmer or a beginner who wants to keep livestock? This video is meant for you. Yeah. So today I'm going to tell us how to formulate dairy meal. Yeah. In Kenya we call that dairy meal. Some people all over the world call that concentrate. Yeah. It's concentrate for feeding animals. Yeah. So for those who are venturing in this dairy farming, understand better what I mean by concentrate or dairy meal. Yeah. So today you can see me here from this serene environment. Just have a look. Huh? We have a lot of bananas over here, so I'll be making most of my videos from this place here because these are serene environment, something like rural vibes. Yeah? Remember, I usually tell people come from a rural setting. Yeah, just look at these. These are avocado. These are avocado over here, so that you can really appreciate what farming entails. Yeah, because that is the heart that I usually tell people about. That one over there. So I just stay in this homestead here. There is where I've rented. Yeah. So today I'm going to tell us how to formulate dairy meal. Yeah. Before I start that, let me just talk something about dairy meal. When somebody asks you, what is dairy meal? What will you be telling this person dairy meal is? Just comment in the comment section so that we'll be knowing what is dairy meal, what dairy meal entails. Then I'll be taking us through what is this dairy meal. Yeah? Dairy meal is basically just a supplementation so that we can achieve the recommended nutrients, let's say, needed by the animal. So you just supplement what the animal is lacking in the rations that you're giving that animal. So that is what we call dairy meal. Yeah? And when you're giving dairy meal, why do I advocate that people should start making their own dairy meal? These are the reason. Yeah. Reason number one: when you make your own dairy meal, yeah, first, it is cost effective. Okay. Reason number two, it is you're very sure what minerals, what things, what ingredients you have put in that dairy meal. So you're very sure that your animal, you'll be supplementing the lacking minerals that you need in that dairy meal. Yeah. Reason number three is because it can increase production. Yeah, in terms of increasing milk yield, all those things. So you are guaranteed that you made a very good dairy meal, and when fed to your animals, yeah, you are guaranteed that population and production will be increasing. So that's what those are the advantages. Yeah, disadvantages, yeah, of making your own dairy meal. Yeah, one is sourcing the raw materials. Yeah, sourcing these raw materials is very expensive. Yeah, and another thing is because lack of knowledge. Yeah, because when you don't have knowledge on making dairy meal, you'll be messing around. Because after this video here, you'll be knowing what is dairy meal, how to make this dairy meal, what holds this dairy meal, why we call it the dairy meal, the concentrate. Yeah, after this video I have to elaborate further. Then after that, very soon I'll be having classes. I'll be having classes where I'll be telling us how, maybe I'll be starting like a class of dairy farmer, so that for those who want to begin in raising these animals, we'll be having a class that I'm training us just something like small, so that we understand that when I want to venture in this livestock industry, what should I start with? Yeah, because I usually tell people that start with planting first fodder, then you go build a good structure, then you go maybe buying animals. So I'll be elaborating that further with the reasons. So basically for today, let's talk about the dairy meal. Okay, so those are dairy meal. Before you make any dairy meal, you have to understand the needs of the animals. So for understanding the needs of animals, these are what animals need. First, you have to understand the animal's body need energy, the movement, sleeping, standing, those things, they are being done by the energy the animal has, because you'll be getting some animals are just like recumbent there down. They can't wake up because they don't have that energy to wake up. That is one thing. The other thing, it must have protein. So the animal body needs protein for reproduction, production, and also maintenance of the body. So it must have protein. Okay. Number 3, it must have vitamins. Yeah, vitamins, you know, we have vitamins like vitamin A for vision. We have vitamins for metabolism processes. We have a lot of things there. So so we have a lot of things over there. So that's why I'm telling us, yeah, it has to be having vitamins. Another thing is about minerals. People have heard that an animal may be recumbent. Yeah, the animal is down because it lacks some nutrients in its body. Yeah, one of the basic nutrients is calcium. When you're formulating these formulations, make sure you have calcium in this mixture, so as to help in bone formation. You must be having phosphorus for milk production. Yeah, you people, you know, these people, a lot of things have been said about this calcium, about this phosphorus. Then you must be having what we call fibers. So the animal body needs fibers. And what are these fibers? Fibers, okay, the sources of fibers. We can get fibers from hay, from silage, all these grass that the animal feeds on. These are meant of fibers, yeah? So if you want to keep animal, so make sure that you have all these. Another thing that the animal needs is water. So make sure that you have enough water in your premise, yeah? And the water should be ad libitum. What do I mean by ad libitum? you know some words, yeah, because we are learning. Some words I have to digest them so that I can make them, at least they look like these words are just normal words, yeah? Ad libitum means in plenty, with no restrictions, with nothing, yeah? Yeah. So we usually tell people, you know, everything works with the miracle. I'm training people about how to raise these animals, but I don't have animals. I don't have farm. Like now, you can see me. I'm just doing videos in bananas here. The plot, these landladies, bananas over here. Because I don't have even transport to go for a benchmarking, because initially I was doing a lot of benchmarkings in Eldoret when I was starting this YouTube channel. Yeah, it reached a point where I don't have money for transportation. Things are getting harder. Life becomes very difficult. If I could be having my own farm, yeah, so that means if I could be owning not even own farm, if I could be owning a land, at least I could make a simple structure so that I can be educating people. This is the way we can start. This is the way we can go to stage number 2. This is the way we can proceed systematically way, yeah. So, but what I usually tell people, my time will be coming where I'll be doing a lot of, we are not going to benchmark to people's farm. We will be benchmarking to my own farm. What I believe that that will be happening, yeah. And I really pray to God, this Almighty God in the heaven that is listening to this voice, yeah. I'll be owning this farm. Then I'll be doing a lot of videos. I'll be training people on how to venture into this farming. So that time will be coming, and don't worry. For now, let's just utilize what we have, yeah. Like now, let's just take, yeah, you can see, let me just take this environment. It should be a serenic environment. We are now assuming that we are in a farm, discussing on how to make this dairy milk. But when I'll be getting a chance to visit a farm, those farms that make their own dairy milk, I'll be showing you that video, yeah? But for now, I'm just relaxed in the village, doing 1, 2, 3. If I maybe go to Kibarua, we call them Kibarua, where that I go do some work, then getting payment, then go buy bundles, do a video here where I can afford. Like here, nobody charges me. The landlady does not charge me anything. So I'm utilizing this good environment over here so that my audience can be learning something good. Yeah, remember Guys, I have some friends that they usually call me technologia, yeah? So I'm just telling you how to these technological ways on how to make this dairy meal. So let's proceed with our discussion, yeah? Okay, we have finished about what the animal needs. You can add some points, yeah? Because maybe I'll be telling some points, but maybe I'll be forgetting some points, yeah? Remember, this knowledge came from me being a Shamba boy. Now I'm dedicating in training us all this information. So stay tuned. I'm done with that. The next thing I'm going to discuss is the ingredients that we require in making this dairy meal, yeah? First of the ingredient that we require. Remember, I'm just telling us this all information, but nobody else can tell you this all information that I'm giving you. So if you have a pen and a paper, make sure that you write everything, yeah? Leave alone that I'm not having those dairy meal, I don't know what. Leave those aside, yeah? So stick to this. So I'm talking about ingredient. When I'm talking about ingredient, stick to this. We have two ingredient. One of the ingredient we have is the filler materials, then we have the additives. When I'm talking about filler materials and additives, what do I mean? We have the basic of the dairy meal. Those are the additives that hold that anything about production, everything that the animal needs is called the additives. Those things that we put in small amount, but they mean a lot to the dairy meal. I've visited a lot of farms, homestead. People are making, let's say, some dairy meal, some chicken feed. You know what they're mixing? They're mixing, let's say, like the filler materials. When I'm talking about filler materials, these are the filler materials. We have the sunflower, we have the wheat bran, maize germ, whole maize, canola, soya, all those things, we call them filler materials. Are you with us or we are not with us? So basically those are the filler materials. So when you make those all things, you have not finished. That is just a breakthrough. Those are just meant to hold what I'm now going to tell us. Those are just filler materials those are just filler materials that to hold these basic things that I'm going to discuss here. And one of the most basic thing that I call additives is something like DCP. That is number one. DCP means dicalcium phosphate. Make sure in all your rations you put DCP. Number two, sorry, somebody's calling me. Let me see with this. Just a minute, don't hang. Yeah, hello? Yes. Fiti sana. Yes. Kidogo tu. Okay, niambie. Yeah? Mzigo imefika. Pesa ngapi? Hiyo ni hapo utaacha kwa DK, eh? Nyalil Bay. Sawa, nakuwekea namba. Nitupigie namba yako Safaricom unawekewa hapo. Sawa, nipigie, ni beep. Sawa, this is just a consignment. I was somebody requested so that I can be sending some basic things for we call them that I was talking about, the additives. So this is methionine and lysine. So you have a good place where somebody can get that. Let me just see. This is the Safaricom number, so I'll be sending money because the client had sent me money. So I'm going to send this person to pay. Yeah. So let me see if this is the one. Yeah. Hello. Okay. So these have just the farm is in Eldoret. So I'll be sending some cash to these. Let me confirm this number before I send my. You know, Kenyans. I might be sending number to a wrong person because he called me with a Airtel number. Now I'm responding to Safaricom number. Yeah. Yeah. Hiyo ndo Safaricom number. Hiyo ni Jevik Shuttle, yeah? Haya, sawa, nakuwekea. Sawa. Haya. So I'm just sending 500 for transportation from Nairobi to Eldoret to this specific farm, yeah? This is lysine and methionine. If you need lysine and methionine, and I'll be telling you with these. Yeah, just a minute na nitakupigia ama unaweza niambia haraka. Yeah, I'll be calling him back because I want to pay this bill for this guy because the client had sent money, so I have to make sure that I pay everything until transportation where this person will be heading to. So you know things happen with a reason. Like this one is calling me because it is just a supply of the additives, the methionine and lysine in bulk. So Silas Bartum, so I've paid, and I'm going to call this person to inquire if he has got the money, and then I proceed with our video here. Nicole. Yeah. Yeah, when he'll be picking the call. Yeah, hello. Umepata pesa? Sawa. So anaitwa Anthony Chirchire, imeandikwa hapo kwa parcel. Sawa. Nimesort your bill. So the person has received the cash, so I'm done with that deal. Yeah. So it is going to Eldoret to a farm called the K Farm, where I was taking some good videos about animal farm. Yeah. Yes, so I'm done with the DCP for supplementation of calcium and phosphorus, those two minerals. Then we have limestone. You must put limestone. Then we have something that we call magadi. Make sure that in that formulation you place some magadi. Magadi is the red salt. Another thing that you have to make sure that it should be in that ration, is about, actually it is about the amino acid. Like this one that I was making a call to inquire that the luggage has reached the JVIC shuttle. So it was the amino acid that I was talking about, methionine and lysine. There is a video that I did about chicken. I elaborated what I mean by lysine and methionine, and even I told us the function of these minerals, so that we get to know what is the importance of these minerals. Another thing that you should not forget is about salt. When even I talk about DCP and phosphorus, the DCP, it is just a restriction of this, phosphorus and calcium. But when we talk about salt, when you talk about salt, that means that salt entails a lot of other minerals like copper, iron. Those all minerals they'll be found in this salt. Not forgetting something like molasses. So make sure when you're formulating this mixture, make sure you add some sugar in it. So that is sucrose, the molasses. Add molasses. So once you're done with that, so maybe you can put some other minerals, like maybe some concentrate, like advanced concentrate for different categories of animals. If they are high producers, high what, so they are categories. If they are dry cow, those ones, make sure that you put those ones separately. But you can add other things that you can put in a formulation. So when formulating this dairy meal, consider two things: filler materials, additives. Once you do that, production will increase. Nowadays I'm training us, then I smile because it's now entering my brain. It is entering my brain, which is this is just a gifted knowledge. Because me, what I told us, I'll give you everything when it comes to this animal keeping. So you stay tuned, relax. Just propose. I know somebody proposed about bull fattening. I'll be doing that video, don't worry. I'll be elaborating about that bull fattening. And once you do that, you'll be having heavy bulls in Kenya. But make sure, even if I'm giving this knowledge, you don't give everything 100%. Other percentage, you go and research. Let's say like now I give you these one. I'm not giving you some, maybe the proportions now. You put these, how many meals for these, how many kgs for these, to let's say making 1 ton. I'm not giving you that one. I'm just giving you something that are very helpful. The other things, make sure I don't give rations because, yeah, you know, different farms have different rations according to the cost, because I might be giving you a ration and this ration won't be economical, because, you know, better rations are very expensive. Yeah, let's say you have to increase the amount of protein, you have to increase some, maybe these additives, and you know they are very expensive. So that's why I don't give recommended rations. Yeah, the rations now, it depends on what you can afford. That's it. Now let's go to how to feed your animal. So just an overview on how to feed your animal is this. When feeding your animal, make sure that you give according to the number of liters of milk this animal produces. What do I mean? If your animal produces an average of 5 liters, make sure that it does not consume anything above 2 to 3 kgs of this dairy meal. Why? It is not economical, because this dairy meal is very expensive. Yeah, this concentrate is very expensive. So that's why I'm telling us that when these animals are feeding, yeah, make sure that you give it according to the level of production. 5 liters, give 2 to 3 kg. That's enough. Don't supplement anything about that. If you want to split, maybe 1 kg in the morning, 1 kg in the middle, 1 kg in the evening. Yeah, just if it is below 5 kg, just give 2 kg is enough. Anything below 5 kg, 5 liters. Yeah, because when you are doing your maths, things are not be adding. Yeah, when you go say that milk, that means this animal cannot be feeding itself. A lot of people have been asking me, how do you feed? Should I feed while milking? Should I mix with feeds when I'm feeding them? This depends on how you see it works well. Yeah, but before you come to the point that you are feeding 2 kgs or to 5 liters, make sure that you do what we call challenge feeding. Challenge feeding is when you increase the amount of concentrate, so that to see if this animal is producing that, let's say 5 liters, you increase the amount of concentrate up to, say, let's say 4 kgs. You see, will it increase milk or it will be stationary? It will be just the graph will be constant. Even sometimes after increasing, you just reduce. When you reach like a point, like maybe you are in 1 kg, but the animal is still producing 5 liters. So that means you have to see something that suits that animal. So that is what we call challenge feeding. So when mixing these, maybe to feed, maybe after milking, this depends on how you want to feed your animal. Because me usually tell farmers, yeah, feed in a such a way that you don't, when you lack that dairy meal, the animal does not disturb you. What do I mean? There are some people who they milk with this dairy meal or they concentrate. There are some people who feed them as a whole meal for the day and they still milk. Yeah, so it depends, because you know, today you'll be having money to go purchase those dairy meal. Tomorrow you don't have money. What will you do? And the animal, you have already shown this animal that this is the way to go. Let me feed you, then you give me more milk. Without feeding you, no more milk. So it depends now on how you want to do this thing. Yeah, that's it. Now this is now the crucial part. Vet advice. Yeah, or let's say, even though this dairy meal is good, but you have to be conscious enough, and I want us to hear about this very well. Yeah, what do I mean by being conscious enough? Yeah, being conscious enough means this: we have some diseases that when you overfeed these concentrates, and much of these concentrates, they are grains. Yeah, the filler material are grains. We have, even when you put a lot of calcium, the minerals, we have repercussion. We have even copper toxicity. Yeah, you know, copper is a metal. We have copper toxicity. When you put a lot of salt, there is a repercussion for that. When you, anything that you put very, very high, yeah, there is a repercussion. Let me just tell us about maybe grains. Yeah, you know, there is, when you do what we call grain overload, there is something that we call rumen acidosis. Yeah, Overload of these will result to that. Even bloating, the swelling of the stomach. Yeah, some instances when let's say in a normal scenario, when you leave your goat, go to the neighborhood, consume some mahindi, mind the corns. Yeah, it go to the neighbor, then eat this corn, you get that the stomach will be bloated and it will be diarrhea. So that is the repercussion. So even though this is very good thing, you must be very conscious so that they don't be bloated. Hallelujah. It seems that I'm preaching. Yeah, I'm preaching knowledge. Yeah, and nobody will give you this knowledge for free. So that's what I can say. Yeah, to summarize this all. Yeah, after all this preaching, or some people ask me, there is a video you did that you were telling us too much of calcium is very dangerous to the animal. That's the reality. When you give too much of calcium, you get that this calcium will not be assimilated to the body very well. They will not be metabolized. The reserves for this calcium will no longer hold this calcium. So that means it will be going on waste, especially for the period maybe when the animal wants to calve. Watch the video that I did about, it was about steaming up, where I was telling us when steaming up, make sure you don't put a lot of, you don't even use the DCP, because basically those are calcium and phosphorus. We don't need them so much, even though we need the phosphorus for milk production. But calcium levels, especially for calcium, very dangerous. Hallelujah. Woo. One day I'll be dancing for you so that we can be preaching these. So sometimes even you can be seeing, maybe I'm putting thumbnail, then the title has to match with the content in it. So you might be seeing me putting a thumbnail for this tree of avocado here, then you ask me, where is animal that you want to put a thumbnail? And yeah, I've told you the reason, because I don't have a farm to do videos with good animals. If you want me to do fattening in your, let's say you in your farm you do fattening, you can invite me over, I'll come. Then I do a video from your farm where I'll be educating even others about this fattening thing. When if you have good bulls and you do fattening, yeah, I'll be very happy interviewing you. Then we do some adjustment, because I believe you have the knowledge. There is a friend of mine who usually tell me that we can share notes, we can compare notes. Yeah, so we compare notes. You tell me, okay, you tell us your overview, then I tell you most of the farm that I've visited. Yeah, you get that they are doing this, then I try, we adjust here and here, and they really appreciate, because for me going there, because we really compare notes. Yeah, and that is something good. Yeah, so like there we are comparing notes. Somebody even asked me in the live that it was X plus 5 minus 2. Yeah, and I think I've answered that. If you are very keen, when I was talking about feeding, about the management of feeding, I've touched on that. The X plus something minus something. Yeah, I've tackled that, but in a tactical way. Yeah, using the same digits. Yeah, why these, why not these? Yeah, because when you do that that calculation, you get that X is equal to 3. Yeah, sometimes people can say why 2, why 3, why 5. So those are maths are there. So to summarize this all, if you are very keen what I've described from the top to the bottom, yeah, you get that when you take all these things, you'll be achieving high production. Just have filler materials like the energy, protein, proteins, you are good to go. Those are filler materials to hold these additives. And the additives we have said about amino acid, vitamins, premixes, then lime, magadi, all those things. Yeah, then you'll be good to go. So I'll be winding this video from that point. I'm really thankful for you listening. Please, if you have a farm and you need a farm visit, but know that when I'm coming for a farm visit, I'll be doing a video in that farm visit. So this is a way of asking you for permission, so that I can be coming to your farm, maybe for consultation, so that you'll be asking me questions. Yeah, you know, me putting the camera this way, then you ask questions so that we discuss with other, because you'll be asking questions and I'll be responding. Yeah, you're not risky. Okay, even not only in Kenya, you can invite me to other places in this world. Yeah, then we'll be learning. Even if you want to teach me, because I usually tell people maybe before next year ends, I'll be going back to school, maybe here in Kenya, so that I can do a course, yeah, a branch of a course related to this field. This field maybe of animals. I'll be telling us which is that, because I was thinking about doing something like a meat inspection. I was to do some small courses, so that to make maybe, because I wanted to do some course that have been telling us in the previous videos, but I've seen that it will be taking too many years, around 5 years. But now I need a course to do maybe for like 6 months, yeah. So I'll be telling us when I'll be doing that, so that we can support each other. No problem with that, yeah. So if you're not subscribed to this YouTube channel, please do. Like today I'm training us about that. Tomorrow today I promised to do something about making concoction for a chick that is doing this way. So tomorrow I'm postponing that for tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to make that concoction, so that we'll be feeding that chicken. Then after a week we'll be checking that chicken, how does it progress, yeah. Because okay, the immunity for that chicken, because I'm here around, is the immunity is very strong, because I'm around. That's why I'm not worried about doing the concoction for it, because I know the concoction will be working more better than me giving it drugs. Yeah, the organic way, you know. Sometimes I believe in organic way, sometimes I believe, okay, most of the times I believe in organic way. Even today I was consulting about some organic things. So somebody was telling that if you do these to your chicken, yeah, which is very good, yeah. For the returning viewers, make sure that you watch this video till the end, because this is the way of maybe giving us tokens. Because when you watch this video till the end, even other videos, because I promised us I'll be expanding this YouTube channel. Don't, because I've not posted something about animals, you want to stop watching those ones about. No, just look the way people are struggling with this life in other community. Maybe in my community they were struggling with this life, so that at least it can teach us on how to go about this life, yeah. And maybe even I'll be doing cooking. You tell me that am I a good chef? Because you know, at the end of the day, when you go back to the houses, you people eat, and where do this food come from? From the kitchen that people cook. So when you see me cooking, that is part of it, because yeah, like the video I posted yesterday was about cooking, which I really appreciate. A lot of people viewed that. You can go view, you see how you are feeding with some children who comes from a humble background. Even if you want to support them, just support them, yeah. So that's enough. Goodbye for now till we meet again. But there in the comment section, comment on topics that you like us to discuss about. So let me just go back to the compound, do some 2-3 things, then we move, yeah. Thank you guys till we meet again. Goodbye.